Hi, this is Caroline Sinise-Levine, career expert with SixFigureStart, and this week's video blog comes courtesy of Andy, who asks, can you explain some of the differences between resumes and LinkedIn profiles? Well, Andy, this is a great question because in many ways a resume and a LinkedIn profile are quite similar. They will both have your experience, your education, your activities, and your interests. And you can include a lot of what you put in the resume in your LinkedIn profile. But I would say that the first big difference is that LinkedIn has some additional features that a resume as a hard copy document will not. So with LinkedIn, for example, you have that box underneath where your picture and your name and the summary of your employment and education go. Underneath that, you have a place for your summary. Now, in a resume, you absolutely can include on the top a summary of qualifications, and if you have several years of experience, if you have worked across industries and across roles and have things that you want to highlight for the reader, I absolutely recommend that you also put a summary there. But with LinkedIn, you really need to use that box. It is one of the most widely read areas of LinkedIn. And so that's an example of something that you absolutely want to have in LinkedIn that is more optional on your resume. You can also attach your blog, you can attach your publications to LinkedIn, you can show a presentation, you can attach video. So again, it is a more multimedia way of getting your message across than a resume is. And so you want to use that. You want to take advantage of all of these additional features. One thing that you need to look out for is with a resume, because it's a paper document that you're sending, you can tweak it for different employers. You absolutely can have perhaps a resume that highlights more of your marketing skills, and then if you're going for other jobs where it's more general management, you can highlight some of that. With LinkedIn, you're going to have one profile. I actually don't think that this is a downside. However, I always caution my clients who want to be juggling multiple resumes that the benefit of having multiple resumes, I feel, is greatly outweighed by the cost of having to manage them and having to remember who did you send what version to. So I do feel like the fact that there is just one LinkedIn profile for yourself, that's not a disadvantage, but I do want to highlight that this is something that the resume can do, that if you really want to send a specific targeted document to a specific employer, you can do that more easily than obviously your LinkedIn profile, which needs to stay static for at least a period of time. And then finally, I would say the difference between resumes and LinkedIn is what people are going to be using it for. So in both cases, you can send your resume, you can send your hyperlink to your LinkedIn profile to, say, a recruiter, right? But in terms of networking, if you send your resume to someone, that screams job search, and it's quite presumptuous, and you'll need to put an attachment which raises all sorts of virus issues. With a LinkedIn profile, however, you can elegantly put that in your email signature. It basically shares your profile for everybody to see, including family and friends who might not know all of your professional history. And it's a very simple, easy, and acceptable way to share your resume, essentially, without the virus threat or the presumption of actually attaching your resume to every correspondence. And so this, I feel like, is a very big difference between the resume and the LinkedIn profile. You can use, therefore, your LinkedIn profile for targeted networking, for marketing in a way that's much more subtle than a resume. And so you really want to have both, Andy. You want to make sure that you have a clean resume, that you have a clean LinkedIn profile, that you're taking advantage of the extras that a LinkedIn profile can give you, that you're aware that a resume can be tweaked employer to employer if you decide to go that route, and that also you attach your LinkedIn profile essentially by including your hyperlink in your email signature for now and evermore. This is a way of getting your background to people, again, without the presumption of attaching your resume to everything. This is Caroline Sinisa-Levine with Six Figure Start. And if you have a question for a future video blog, you can send it to me at info@sixfigurestart.com. And if you have some tips on how you've managed either your resume or your LinkedIn profile or the differences between the two, we'd love to hear it. I'm sure you'd help out Andy and everybody else who watches these video blogs. So leave a comment and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.